Oh, Stephen, why can't you see the wait for ashes of creation is killing me? I'm stuck in this world, feeling so blue, just wishing for a release date. Oh, what can I do? Oh, Stephen, oh, Stephen, I'm losing my mind, the hype keeps building, I'm falling behind, the updates and teasers just don't ease the pain. I need to play ashes of creation, it's driving me insane. Oh, the long way, it's so hard to bear. Ashes of creation, come on and take me there. I'm counting the days and praying for life. Release this game soon and make everything right.
Well, Stephen, oh, why you gotta tease? I'm sitting here waiting, feeling weak in the knees. Can't wait to test out for two. Oh, it's such a sensation. But Stephen, oh Stephen, please let us in this creation. The grease is on fire, the world is burning bright, exploring new realms day and night. With friends by my side, that's how I wanna play. But oh Stephen, oh Stephen, oh Stephen, why must you make us wait? Help me, help you, let me dive into the game. I wanna level up and put my enemies to shame. Oh Stephen, oh Stephen, don't keep us on the edge, give us a taste of that alpha to unleash the rage. I can't wait, 'cause alpha 2, oh it's such a sensation. But Stephen, oh Stephen, please let us in this creation. The grease is on fire, the world is burning bright.
In the heart of the city where the secrets reside, there's a place they call the hidden dagger inn, where legends coincide with the fire in our eyes and the spirit in our veins. We're ready to rock this joint and break free from these chains, from these chains. We gather at the inn, warriors and fighters in our midst, preparing for the epic battle. We won't cease and desist. As the Twitch TV stream begins, the crowd starts to roar. We'll take on the challenges, the battles and so
Greetings, citizens, and welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn. I'm your host, Al Peonu, but you can just simply call me Peon. Before we start today's stream, I wanted to extend my heartfelt gratitude for you stopping by and checking out my channel. During the stream, I'm going to try to offer a laid-back atmosphere where I can offer my insights into Ashes of Creation, all while sprinkling in my witty banter and general silliness. I'm eager to engage with you discussing any topic that piques your interest, so pull up a chair, summon a winch, get a drink, and let's dive into the world of Era together. See you there. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn. I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend so far. Hey, look who's here. It's Peranaught. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great as always. Thank you.
I see you have your coffee well in hand, and you're ready for a stream. So,
yes.
Everybody buckle up, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We had a fantastic AMA yesterday that Steven took the time out of his day to put together for us with 4 really good content creators. We had, let's see, who do we have? We had Vladis from Vladis Gaming, so shout out to Vladis. We had Sunny from Loreforged. We had, hey, how you doing there, my Mildane? Welcome to the channel. First time I've seen you here. Thank you for coming in and checking us out. We had a Sunny from Loreforge. We had Jamie Chaos, who is also with Annie Lace in the Tangents. And we had, who am I missing? Nice Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that Martin? Oh, okay, great. Hey, Martin, how you doing? Glad to see you here. So, yeah, they had some, I thought as far as AMAs went, that it was pretty good. I think it was probably one of the best AMAs I've seen. How about you, Perry?
Oh yeah, this was probably the most exciting thing we've gotten in a while. Even compared to the fighter stream, definitely liked all the information that came out. And just to put you on pause for a second, I think you need to mute your in Discord.
My in.
I think you're doubling.
Oh, I am
doubling back.
Hmm.
At least for me, just mute yourself in Discord.
Oh,
channel,
Discord,
please.
I got you.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Is that better?
There we go.
Awesome.
There we go.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Hey, Draco Brigo.
There you are.
How you doing, my friend? So yeah, we had. I'm sorry to cut you off. About what were you saying about you had some thoughts there before you talked about that.
Talking about how great the AMA is.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the content creators got together and they literally fine-tooth combed their questions, really dialed them down, just like we were talking about. All the content creators are tightening the screw, so to speak, acting really professional. This is step one, to the players really building this connection with the development team. It's really exciting.
I agree. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it on the stream here. I've been doing some talking and been doing some thinking. So, Draco, you'll need to hear this. So, I am going to officially change my name on the stream. Not change it, but just bring it down. And we're just going to have everyone refer me to as Peon. So, we're going to drop the other part. And so, from now on, everyone can just refer to me as Peon. And, Draco, if you could change that into Guild, that would be awesome as well. It would just make it easier. So, I don't know if it's offending anybody, but I don't want to offend anybody because that's not the kind of person I am. So, it was just a fun name. But nevertheless, I will just be changing it to Peon, so you can refer to me as that. So,
is your volume a little low? Is his chat? Is his volume a little low? Is mine still kind of?
I feel like I can hear you pretty good. Do you need me to move closer? Is that better?
Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Chad.
Continue.
Sounds good.
You're a little low to me.
Sounds good. Marketing move. What do you think, Chad? Do I need to turn my volume up?
No. You're good. It was me. Oh, it's always me.
Not a problem. Well, Martin and Draco, what do you guys think about the AMA? Were you guys pleased with what you saw? I mean, we had quite a few talking points in that AMA, and personally, I think it was absolutely one of the best AMAs I've seen. They all did a really good job about getting some good questions and ones that he actually had to sit down and answer. Yeah. Now, what would be, if I had to ask chat here, what would be your highlight of the AMA? What would you say? And contrastingly along with the highlight, what would be your ah shit moment? And Perry, we'll ask you that while Chad has a chance to answer.
Okay, my actual highlight, besides the rogue stuff, I mean, we were all just shocked about the rogue.
Oh,
We're
I
like,
almost
oh.
crashed my bus.
It was so you were listening to it on the road with a bunch
No,
of kids in the
no,
back.
I wasn't. I saw it.
Kids!
I saw your
Ah!
message when I saw your message. I peeked over there. I'm oh hell.
I had to tell you. I had to tell you right then and there, and like all the other streamers, you should like once we go through the clip. It's like all their faces were just bug-eyed. It was all just fingernail heaven, YouTube fingernail heaven. They're all, doing that. But I had to tell you that, and
No, it's all
but
good.
so that was that, and then the trade part for me. I'm going to be definitely crafting a lot and trading a lot, and just some clarification on the economic nodes was big for me, and then on the lowest part, probably the Tolnar civilization stuff. Didn't care for that at all. I don't care about Tolnar at all. I mean, the Underdark's going to be cool, but
I love Draco. I do. But I'm going to let you handle this one, Perry, because you were talking and you can handle this book that he just wrote us.
oh no. Let's see. My highlight of the AMA would be that we'll have guild farming plots and other things associated with the guild hall. Yes. The guild hall stuff was fantastic. It was cool we got some info on that. The low point for me was that the waterfall effects of the guild perks and buffs were different with different groups of the guild is more important, more complicated than it needs to be, and seems to be a little bit more ridiculous. Yes, we were just talking about that actually before the stream. A lot of favoritism is going to go along with these groups that the guild leader is just going to be like, oh, this is my close circle, my close circle of friends that I'm going to be running with. And then these people over here, there are peons.
But
And then
peon is a good thing.
Ooby dooby, worker bees, and then they're not gonna get anything. So there's gonna be a lot of tension with that. Can't wait to see how they flesh that out.
Zug zug. By the way, Draco, that make sure I'm in the favorite group. Just saying, just throwing that out.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. The +5 crit and all this.
Screw everybody else. Just make sure peon's in a good group. Draco says, my guild is definitely going to be moving people's titles around in the guild so they can get buffed when they need it. Now, I have no doubt, Draco's a shaker and a mover. He's on top of shit, and he's going to get stuff done. I'm not too concerned about it. He's, and one of the things I really love about Overlord is that nobody's really set in stone as far as other than Draco, as far as their position and titles. I don't even believe there's officially been any officers yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Draco can enlighten me on that. But I think he's letting everybody prove themselves in Alpha 2, which I think is a really good way to go. Mildane says, my highlight, how simple was Steven anti-Zerg philosophy and open world bosses. So simple, it left everybody without words. You want to comment on that, Perry? I completely agree. It was big.
I was actually talking with Martin and you before the stream about this. Martin actually Mildane had to explain to me what, just because sometimes Steven, to me, I don't know, I have to go over it multiple times just to actually understand, but how everyone's not going to get loot. No matter how many people are going to be bringing, you can bring a whole group of people, and there's only going to be a finite amount of loot, and it's got to be divided up. And some people may not even get anything, even any glint or gold. So just that idea should keep the groups down to their recommended level, for like 5 to 8, like you were talking about in the dungeons, but we'll get into that. But yeah, very good idea.
It's amazing how many, and Draco confirmed real quick, he's not going to be promoting anybody in the leadership until the end of Beta 1, which is really good. I think that's a great idea. It was really nice to hear Steven talking about, especially using Carfin as a reference, and they were discussing, the groups. It's amazing how many people still don't understand how many people are going to be in a group. A full group is going to be 8 people, and I love that because that brings in a whole lot of different group dynamics. And this was something that Dark Age of Camelot had back in the day. It was an 8-man group, and it was a lot of fun. And sometimes it wasn't so fun when you were trying to put together a group because, back in the day you had to do it, through global chat. Hey, blah, 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 which might be, I don't know. I think they're not going to have dungeon finders and stuff like that. It might be that way in Ashes, other than, people in Discord and your guilds and stuff like that. But I think didn't they say on commission boards or something like that, somewhere along the line that you would be able to look for somebody looking for a dungeon or something like that. I thought there was another way. Maybe
We're
I'm
talking
wrong.
about that on the commission board. Hopefully, me personally, I hopefully they just keep it all word of mouth. But and everyone's going to be around the same area too. You know, it's going to be be like, hey, you need help? You know, blah blah blah. If they're having problems and stuff like that.
I could totally see what he was talking about, what Steven was talking about in, like, say, Carfin, that they have the upper levels where you have those 8-man groups and they're running in there. I could totally see that Draco and I and all those guys are in there farming, and some other plebs come in there and try to steal our loot. And, and if Draco's with them, like, Draco, let's war them sons of bitches. And then we just, and if it comes out of the blue, if all of a sudden, Overlord has declared on you, and they're in the middle. Hey, Draco, wait 1 second. Wait for him to make this big pull. Wait just 1 second. Okay, now war him, and then we go ahead and
sick him.
Surprise butt sex, right?
Not that kind of orc.
Surprise butt sex right in the middle of a pole. It'll be awesome. It'll be completely awesome. So. And,
it'll be awesome too. The other side of the door is if you're running and you are just dying and you need help. There's going to be other groups that actually will help out. Hopefully,
I'm sure we'll find many allies and many friends in that kind of a system too. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm hoping for. But there's always
going to be
always assholes.
People are here going to fight. So yeah, I want that shiny loot. So
now, one of the things that the topics that came up, and I believe that Vladis asked this, was referring to the guilds, and I'm sure this is going to make Draco really, really happy, because and me as well, because I don't know if any of you guys played Rust. It's a survival game, but the fact that it has an app and you can kind of see what's going on with the app, when you're offline, is really cool. You can even go so far as you can move your CC cameras around on your base to see if somebody's attacking you and who's out there. But the fact that you're going to be able to have SMS text options now, which sound like they're going to be opt-in, but that's a good thing. If somebody doesn't want to be part of it, then that's understandable. Also, the data around the player performance or guild wars, the property and freehold locations for the guild, and some family information, which is going to be important. So if somebody's looking for a family, Draco can pull up something and say, hey, these guys are in need of a family, maybe ask them. Draco says, we have already had an idea for having alerts set up, but this is a lot more straightforward. No, absolutely. I think it's going to be a real nice touch. And what are your thoughts, Perry?
Oh, yeah. It reminds me a lot of the BattleNet. Just a step further of the BattleNet, having the BattleNet app back in the day. I mean, they still have it now, but when it first came out, you can just literally have the BattleNet app on your phone, and people would be like, hey, need a group or whatever. But this is going to be, I'm telling you, I'm going to have like emergency 911, and then it's going to be the Intrepid app right there. It'd be like, can't make the raid. It's like, oh, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. It's going to build a lot of friends. Yeah, it's going to make it more immersive and more personal connections in this game. So yeah, all for it.
I do have one suggestion for Steven. Okay, two suggestions. One, I need a pizza button. I would like to be able to have order a pizza directly from the app. I think this is important. A pizza and maybe some hot wings. So if I could do that, maybe go to my local wing stop or something like that. It just, we might be in the middle of a raid or PvP.
Wow, yeah.
I don't got time to get on the phone and go, yo, can I do this?
That's great.
You can
just
put
Domino's.
your address in, like already, already predetermined, and then just, hit the little pizza button and say, hey, you got it. You already have your order set up from a previous order. You say, yes, return, same order. Yes, click, done. Pizza coming. Jericho, pick up my pizza. And there you go. I'm good to go.
Might be the best idea you have ever had.
Thank you. You heard it right here. Right here. Right here, Steven. Pizza button. Yes. Thank you very much.
Intrepid turns into a cell phone company / DoorDash delivery company. Boom.
Steven. Bring that pizza to Peon. It's important. Yeah, Draco likes it.
What's not to like? Yeah.
And Milday says, yeah, you make it so you can invite pizza to the whole party to celebrate. As a matter of fact, I think once we clear the Tower of Carfen, I think it's only. I think this falls on the shoulders of Dracobringer that he need to buy us all pizza. I'm just saying. You know, I think that we deserve pizza if we successfully clear the Tower of Carfen. By the way, that brings us to the fact that Steven talked about zerging and kind of how the whole anti-zerging. So basically, now I'm sure that most guilds are going to have some kind of a DKP system, which some people really don't like. I don't mind it because if I put in the time, I would like to be at least assured of a reward at some point. So the fact that you just can't bring in you can bring in large groups of people, but if you're going to be waiting forever to get the drop. So I think I really like that idea. And Dracobringer says, we'll be living there farming for a while. Oh,
exactly.
Sure.
We're going to be staying in that. If that's going to be the main dungeon in A2, you bet your butt everyone's going to be fighting around it. Like
we're going to know everything about
Anixia and WoW and like all the other attunement areas and stuff like that. Hopefully there is an attunement quest for Carfen too. Like I'm sure there's a huge storyline. They're big on lore.
That'd be cool. Now, what do you think about? Now, Perry was saying, do you think, because Steven said that, pretty much you're not guaranteed anything for fighting there, but do you think we'll even get glint, or do you think people will just get a handful of nothing? I actually prefer the nothing. I think a whole lot of a glint enough for a party that the raid leader would be able to pick up and then distribute. But if you're going in there with 40 people, okay, yeah, congratulations, you got yourself one glint. There you go. So what do you think, Perry?
It like we were saying before, it really incentivizes groups to be optimized. So 5 to 8, and just to go in and just do it that way. Because people, there's a lot of friends that have helped me over the years in groups to clear dungeons just for the hell of it. They're over leveled or they're bored or whatever. But these zergs that in the dungeons, no. I'm pretty sure people want their loot. People want to be there for a reason.
Are you in favor of a DKP system there, Perry?
That is, I'm kind of mixed on that. I always ran with the groups that had not necessarily DKP, but a system where it did monitor your attendance is a little bit more lax. And I always played with really tight, smaller guilds, but raiding guilds. They were very tight knit. So if you messed up anyway, like if you were 3 raids away, or you got you were sick or whatever, you did get penalized, but not as much as DKP, where it's like everyone cares. It's like just the grind the DKP, and you got to get this. I don't get a gear just because of 1 point. It's a little extensive. So I do like activeness, but a little bit of patience with it too. So yeah.
It's going to be really important to see now, Draco. I believe that you said that we're going to have some form of a DKP system, but also that our primary raid groups are obviously going to be the first ones to get outfitted, which makes sense because all that gear is going to get trickled on down as more people have it, and they're going to be raiding all the time. So that gear and the materials for the crafters is obviously going to trickle on down. So people will get theirs. Dracobringer says we're having a guild currency for the guild in general, then a loot council for the progression rating.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's how we did it. It was some kind of guild currency, and then the loot council is big, and making sure everyone gets a chance. And it's always that's the normal progression. You have the main raiding team get looted out first, get all tier whatever that dungeon is, tier 1, tier 2, whatever, and then you start bringing in the alts. The other, and then they can, and then if your guild gets big enough, have 2, and so forth. So,
and it sounds like not only with Carfen, but a lot of these other story arcs that they have in the game. From what Steven was saying in the AMA, it looks like we're going to be able to have the effect of whatever the lower level players are doing is going to have an effect on really everybody and how their story arcs are working. So maybe there's an area that there's going on where a lot of lower level players inhabit, and maybe it pissed off a dragon or something, and now the node has to deal with a dragon. So I think the way they're keeping it very interactive for players both new and old, I think is going to be really important. And Steven has put so much thought into this game and how he wants to develop it. I often wonder if we could just listen to his brain, go. It's got to be going a million miles an hour with the stuff he's thinking about. And like I've said before in the past, all the stuff that he has probably got planned, but he knows he can't put it in yet. And speaking of that, because that would be scope creep, speaking of that, how disappointed are you? And first I'll explain my thoughts on this. How disappointed are you that the Rogue will not make it into the game at Alpha 2? I personally think that it's probably a good decision. Even though I plan to play a Rogue, I think it's a good decision because they can focus on just getting Alpha 2 ready. Also, I believe that Alpha 2 is going to be really important because it when it first comes out, there's going to be a lot of eyes. But every little segment that they have, they're going to want to give something new, right? And the Rogue is going to be a big talking point when that comes in, and all those eyes are going to come right back. So if they taper it off for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they're going to say, you know what, let's go ahead and put the Rogue in. Bam! All the eyes are right there.
Oh yeah.
So and even more. So it's going to be big. Hey, Krerian, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Kree.
Late as usual. How you doing? Draco says, so there's so many systems and features that can test while it's still being developed. He also says similarly to how there's only going to be the academic node, so much of the node growth and development can be tested with the other node types being tested. Yeah, that's important too. I think it's that's okay, Creed, no problem. We'll figure it out. No, that's fine.
You're good, bud.
You're good. We'll figure it out. But also, what do you think, Perry, about the Rogue not being in and just everything we just discussed in general there?
Basically, exactly what you just said. I'm extremely upset, and everyone was shocked. You should have seen those faces. Everyone saw those faces of shock. They're just like, just going crazy. But the reason he said it, what he said right after that, he's like, we need to focus on the dynamics and get everything filed down, the classes that are already in. They're still working on it. The more he laughed, I just reading Cree saying, "Damn it, Cree." The more they work on it, the better. And they said, but really pisses me off is Bard coming out first before Rogue. I thought for some reason Bard was way down the line. I knew Summoner was going to be Bard.
Because the Rogue is not as important group-wise as the Bard will be.
Exactly. The Holy Trinity or whatever.
We need our mana.
Others. Exactly. So it's definitely a good decision. And you're right. Keeping the Rogue and the Summoner coming out in the first update, at least at the moment. Who knows? They can push it back to whatever. Let's just pray. Keep your fingers crossed for that. That it comes out of the update 1. But it's going to bring so many people back. The second Steven says Rogue, just one word, Rogue on the Twitter or whatever, people are going to come flooding back. So, but in general, the more time, the better to work on this game.
Now, Draco thinks that they might be having some sort of trouble and difficulty developing the true stealth mechanic. Now, I find that interesting because, there were still people yesterday talking about how there still might be a shimmer. Now, true stealth to me doesn't mean a freaking shimmer. So
it's complete invisibility. It's no predator, light bending,
so
kind
I
of
think
stuff.
his whole shimmer talk that he had early on has just really confused a lot of people. And yeah, there you go. Should be in camo. But I don't think it should be on a Rogue, and I don't want to see it on a Rogue. So I hope that I was kind of hoping he would have addressed that a little bit more clearly, because again, true stealth could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So I kind of wish he would have said, no, it means just flat out, it's completely invisible. So, yeah. Oh, you talked about the other, yeah. Yeah, Jamie, we were talking about it in the Discord channel the other day, how, the talking points and how it should be full invisibility, and it looks like it will be. So, but you're right, they might be having some issues with that, Draco, as far as getting that sorted out, and that's fine. I'm okay with them putting it out a little bit later. I'll just go play the Ranger or something, or the tank or something.
Exactly.
I want to try all the classes anyway and test them all
I need
out.
to know thy enemy. I need to go, and so I'll play, cleric, I'll play fighter, and see where their weaknesses is, and also Stephen talking about active block and how stamina is going to be the main thing.
Yes.
That is huge.
Yes.
So
Stamina.
that means action combat is going to be way more dynamic. That is what I wanted to see, way more limited. So we were going to have, if you don't maximize your stamina capabilities, you are screwed.
Now, is stamina going to be an extra bar? So now do we have 4 bars?
That's a good question. I don't know if
that's
they're going to
something to
tie it
think
into
about.
mana, or who knows what they might do.
Hey, Nemesis, welcome back, my friend. Glad to have you back here. He says, I like having some vulnerabilities that I have to counterplay and play smart against. No, absolutely. One of the things about, if since the rogue isn't in, and we said we want to test the other classes, like you said, it's important to play all the other classes to some form or facet, because like you said, you know thy enemy. I'm going to cancel this upcoming ad break here. I'm going to snooze that sucker.
Boo ads.
Yeah, boo ads. You want to make sure you try all those classes, because you want to know what those weaknesses of those classes are.
Exactly.
Because you need to know your enemy's weaknesses if you're going to go up against them. Now, it does sound like there's going to be a lot of cloak and dagger stuff with, as far as, you might not know what that class is. I don't know if that icon, if the Ranger icon is going to show up to us when we click on him. I don't know. I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. I think there's a couple videos that saying it's going to be all hidden.
Yeah.
All hidden buffs and debuffs and
And
stuff
they
like that,
can
which
wear
makes it
their-
even better.
And they can wear their traveler or their gatherer garb
And act like
over their armor.
They're going to act like, which I'm going to be always wearing or showing my mining outfit, and I'm going to have high tier armor, and then I'm like, all right, attack me, let's see what happens.
In my package, I have a merchant outfit. I'm just gonna wear my merchant outfit
with the little hat with the little feather.
Yeah,
is that?
I can't remember which one it is, but it's a merchant
a little
outfit.
beret or something,
So I'll be like, I'm just a little merchant. Don't bother me. Draco says, yes, basically everything is hidden. All their HP bar almost HP and HP bar almost HP bars in PvP go only down to the 25% marks. Yeah, I think that's going to be really big, especially if you're trying to, maybe you're trying to grief somebody like I had in my last video I just put up on YouTube on Wednesday. If you're trying to move somebody off of a farming spot, what are you going to do? If you're whacking him and trying to bring him low just to irritate him, you might take it too far and end up going corrupt because you ended up killing him because you can't see his, true health. So that could be very interesting dynamic right there.
It should be enough, 25%, and because the time to kill is much faster than we thought, thank God, too. It's 25, getting them to 25% that fast, I think it's going to scare them. Either they're going to stand and fight or they're going to run or die, so they're going to run away.
I do love the time to kill that Steven talked about, and I want to first say, before I get back onto the time to kill, and remind me if I forget after this, welcome to all the new viewers. I see we have a bunch of new viewers coming in. I want to put out real quick that make sure you guys keep staying tuned every Saturday and every Wednesday when we're on. We come on at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time right now on Saturdays and 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. We are giving away 5 closed beta keys that you're going to be able to obtain with channel points. All you have to do, guys, is watch. And if you're the one with the top channel points, you'll be able to buy it when I put that option
Ladies
out there.
and gentlemen,
Hey,
welcome
thank
to
you,
my
Lord
new
81 for the follow.
lair.
I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you. So you will be able to have a chance, and all you got to do is watch. And there is definitely no clear-cut winner so far. People have been in and out. So please stay in here, stay active, watch, and we're glad to have you. And now getting back to the time to kill, I loved that because before I was always worried because I kept hearing it's about 30 seconds. I think even at one point they said it was up to a minute. I'm not sure. That might just be something in my head.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
absurd.
was too long, and I'm definitely very happy that it's going to be lower. And it sounded like a cleric and a tank going at it is going to be the battle of the wet noodles, and I love that too. So because that kind of made me feel like, okay, well, if a DPS is going versus a cleric, then I should be able to win that. That's kind of what I got out of that. And again, thank you for that follow, Lodoc81. And Nemesis says, but yeah, sorry if I have to repeat this since the ad. Oh no, it's okay. Don't be sorry. Popped up, but I lean towards more of the rogue stealth having some weakness where if I don't play my cards right, then my opponent would know where I am. I don't know if the only know where I am part of that I agree with is if there's another class mechanic that sniffs you out. There's at least two of them that we know about. The Rangers are going to have a mechanic and the Mages are going to have a mechanic. Mm-hmm. So if too many people have a mechanic, you have to think about, okay, the rogue. Okay, think about this poor little rogue out there with a group of 8 people that he's trying to sneak by and just get out and go home to his family. But there's 8 people there that might be able to detect him. If Tom, Dick, and Harry can see him, then that's going to make life really hard on a rogue and almost nearly impossible for him to do his job when it comes up to, hey guys, we need to take this healer out. We need to be able to sneak up to him. But if too many people can see him, then that's too much. I totally understand a mage being able to have his ability that he can cast and the Rangers having a castable ability. But if they perhaps forget to put it up, well, then that's on them. So I don't want too many different ways to find the stealth. There should be a few that should be in each group, but too many can go overboard. That's just my 2 cents.
Exactly. So looking up Arcane Eye, conjure a magical eye that reveals any camouflaged enemies within a 20-meter radius around you and all your party members for the next 8 seconds. So it's only 8 seconds, and we don't know the cooldown on that, but I guarantee you it's going to be long enough to where you can actually have some play as just to sneak around and get some stabbing in. So.
And I did not catch this, but Mildane says Steven mentions there will be some countermeasures stealth on itemization too. Now that's interesting. Mm-hmm. I must have missed that, and that's gonna be big. Maybe something you can enchant on there or something like that.
That gives you an extra second or something, of stealth or whatever.
Or reveal stealth or something like that. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. I like the direction they're going with it, and I do feel like rogues will be powerful, but I understand people's concern that they just don't want them too powerful. They don't want them to be able to walk up and wipe out, everybody at will. And I can totally understand that. But I also,
you're sitting down though.
Oh yeah, if you're sitting down eating your biscuit. If you're
sitting down, if I want, not only that too, but you just brought up if you're eating.
Yeah.
If if I don't know if you're eating, if you have to sit down and eat at the same time, but if you're eating or any kind of not paying attention animation, you should take extra damage.
Maybe he's recovering his health and mana, and he's opening a door getting from the pizza button that he just pushed, and he's vulnerable. So if I'm sitting there as a rogue in the trees in the forest, and I'm watching a group or just a few people, and I think I want to try to take a poke at them, I'm going to wait till they're a little bit vulnerable, till they sit down, and I'm going to come up and give them some loving. And a little stabby, and see if I can get away with something. And Nemesis says, because the last thing we want is, at the end of the day, is one skill being OP, that most will go for that class and archetype. No, and that's not my concern with the rogue. I mean, it could be, but I think that they'll handle it. My concern with that said archetype is the healer. That's my concern, is that everybody will have some kind of heal in their kit, and I don't want to see that. But I was a little bit more relieved after hearing yesterday's AMA with Steven. It sounds like that, because a lot of people have brought it up, like how long Chibi Bree lived and stuff like that, and how overpowered the clerics were and Alpha 1. Hey, King Shakur, welcome back, buddy. Glad to have you here. So I want healers to have fun, yes, and they're essential to every group dynamic, but I don't want to see 5 people trying to kill a healer, or even 2 people trying to kill a healer. If it's a DPS, that one DPS should be able to keep the healer from from doing much. And it's as simple as this, guys. His big spells he wouldn't be able to cast because he should have not getting rid of the cast bar entirely, but there should be a knockback. If you're getting punched in the mouth, you're not going to be able to chant your little holy words. That's just my two thoughts. What do you think, Perry?
Well, I was just reading what Nemesis was saying, how rogues, something like fighter with stealth, but fighter with just a straight up consistent damage. That's what fighter is supposed to be doing. It's like a combat rogue where it's consistent damage. I want rogue to be burst, and if you don't play your cards right, you have a sap ability for a certain amount of time, and then that's like the 1v1 dynamic. I think the main benefit is, of course, is going to be stealth, but you can spec out of that, and there's weapon trees, and the weapons coming out, where it's like a dual weapon tree. I really like that idea. So where even if you are using two different types of weapons, you still progress in that tree. That's a whole nother topic. But yes,
Draco says I think the different rogue combinations will have different roles in combat also, and also like maybe the rogue will be a traditional flanker, backline, backstabber. Then maybe one will focus on crowd control. I think there's gonna be a lot of different directions that are possible with the rogue, and I'd love to see that. And I'm sure there's gonna be rogues that are maybe more designed to interact with traps and stuff like that, and hidden treasures in dungeons. Maybe more skills for that instead of maybe more combat based. Nemesis says, "Oh yeah, the combinations can help close the gap a bit, but like in there a bit. But I like that there is going to be a lot of variations." Yeah, for sure. Draco says
utilities are going to be huge. A lot of people are just, or I know a couple of people that are just going rogue, not even for like the PvP aspect, but just for the utilities, for dungeon finding, finding extra, just more loot. I mean, what's not?
Who doesn't like more loot?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So interesting. Yeah.
For sure. I had thought this button, but I just totally brain farted. But Nemesis says, since I am going to learn Rogue Fighter, that sounds like a really good class too, by the way. Since in case that a hit and run tactic won't work, then time to have a fair fight, a fair way. Draco says, hidden passageways, locked doors, and more loot for sure. No, absolutely. Again, who doesn't like more loot? I love those shinies. And I was going to say that, before in most games, rogues were kind of the odd man out. And I always felt like, I always looked at rogues like, you know how it is in school when you're picking a team and you're like the last kid picked or not picked at all. I felt like that's the rogue. Like, you're just sitting there all by his lonesome, and nobody wants.
He's the
rogue.
Emo kid in the corner. What are you talking about? That's just like just doesn't want to be with any group, honestly. So.
And Steven acknowledged as much. He's like, they want the rogue to be a part of the party, as does all the classes. We don't want the bard to be just a buff pot. We want that have something to do with. And Nemesis says, "Damn, that is relatable. No wonder I like this archetype." Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think a lot of people
got a bunch of edgelords in here.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. Of course, I never had to deal with that because I was picked first in all things. So I'm just saying, sorry for you. Sorry for you guys that were left behind. I might be old now, but I had some skills back in the day. But anyway, that's just
Bard's gonna be huge. I think it's gonna be a lot stronger than we think it is. They're gonna have some good CCs and obviously some good regen. They're gonna be playing their loot in the background, and rogues are gonna be bulleting for them. They're gonna be what's it called, beaming or white on rice on them. So yeah.
No, it's gonna be really important. And Stephen did mention that there was some kind of a few mechanics that possibly might happen. I don't remember if he said it was just in instance dungeons or not, but he said that there would be some kind of didn't he say a closed door mechanic or something like that that's possible, that if you've proven your worth, that basically you would you would kind of close it off saying you've done enough, Am I reading it wrong?
I
into
did
that,
not
or
hear that in chat. Did they?
Did
is that
am
a
I
thing?
am I off base here, chat? Did you
Are you
guys
talking
hear?
about dungeons?
Yeah, in dungeons.
Where you just like beat
like
everything
you've
so
gotten
fast
so
and-
far. You've
yeah,
gotten
like,
so far.
you're
You've fought other
over-leveled.
players, and because Jamie was talking about a door locking mechanic, and let me see if
Interesting.
I can find this on the
I mean,
stream here.
And it would only lock. Like, what is that? I mean, how are you going to run your buddies through like lower dungeons and stuff like that? I don't understand
know.
that mechanic
I
at
gotta
all.
find it. Does it, Draco? Do you? Yeah, you know what? I might just be pulling this shit out of my ass. That's a possibility. So
It'd be hindering lobies, like high tier people helping your lobies. So.
yeah, I might be pulling this shit out of my ass and just misinterpreting what I was thinking about. Draco says
You're too good.
Yeah. I thought he was asking if there were some raids or dungeon fights that were going to be instance locked. Yeah, I think that's what I probably meant to say. Draco says so that when a fight with the PvE started, the other people couldn't. Yeah, that's what I meant. What Draco was saying, that at some point, they would say, okay, well, this is locked. Because maybe it's a really hard boss with some serious mechanics.
Hey.
And you can't be getting.
We got another person in the channel.
Who we got?
We got the man, the myth, the legend, Krerian.
Oh, is he here? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Did he go ahead and hit the link?
He's in right now.
I do not see him on my. Oh, there he is. All right, 1 second.
Yeah. How could you miss him?
Oh
He's
man.
He's right there.
Wait. Oh, this spot is
You're
already add
loud
new
as
source.
hell on my end.
There we go.
It
Show
looks
on cam.
beautiful, by the
Oh
way.
my god.
I see it.
That's a whole lot of ugly on my screen. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
I cannot hear him though. Can you guys hear him? Hey everybody, let's give a quick shout out to Krerian for joining us real quick. I'm going to go ahead and give him an intro while we go ahead and
We can't hear him. Oh,
yeah,
no.
while he works out his audio. So we're going to do a breaking news and give him a shout out real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between and beyond, we interrupt our regularly scheduled programming for a very special announcement. Hold on to your seats
Yeah,
because
you
this
might
is breaking
love,
news
yeah.
coming live from the Hidden Dagger Inn in the Riverlands. How do you spell
Today
his
we
name
have an
again?
extraordinary guest dropping in, a fellow adventurer, a
spell his
comrade
name?
in arms,
I think
a
it's- there
maestro
we
of his
go.
streaming world. Can I get a drum roll, please?
It's an elf name. No one knows how to spell it.
Joining us.
There we go. I still can't hear him. Can you hear him?
I can hear him. Yeah, in Streamlabs. If
I
you want to
can-
go ahead and.
You know what?
Reset
Hop
Streamlabs.
into Discord, the Hidden Dagger creep.
Yeah.
We got.
It'll pick up Discord
hop
for
in.
sure.
Yeah, it'll pick up the Discord. There we go.
Hello.
There we go. We got you
There
now.
we go.
All right, welcome. We got our guest.
Welcome.
I'm loving the shirt there, the
Finally
Hawaiian
got
type
lucky.
shirt there. Looks like you were having a good time. Just kind of chillaxing on a Saturday.
You get a little dance, a little shimmy. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You should be happy. There you go.
What's that?
There's
new,
that smile.
What's that new mic you got there? That looks pretty freaking spiffy right there. You big
That's it,
time
yeah,
now?
I know,
Did I miss something? We got big time Krerian now. Holy shit! Did you
Dude,
get
I
10,000
my mic
followers?
okay. I came home and like I said, I turned on my computer and went to set everything up and the mic just stopped working.
Oh no.
So like 40 minutes ago, I ran over to freaking Best Buy because they had the HyperX on sale.
Mhm.
So I picked that up, and then on my way back, I see Peon's message inviting me here, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Well, Perry said that you were busy today.
I
So-
thought you told me that you were busy for the next 3 days, and it's actually the opposite. You're good for the next 3 days, right?
no, so okay, I was originally busy for the next 3 days.
Oh, okay. I did hear you right.
But I finished what I needed to do with my dad this morning,
Mhm.
and then it turns out for Mother's Day, both my dad and my mom are working all day,
Hmm.
and they're actually working the rest of the week. And then the fiance left. By the way, I'm engaged. That is new. information.
Congratulations, by the way. I saw that in
Yeah,
chat.
congrats, buddy.
I'm very happy for you. I just like to tell you that once it is official and you do get married, your life is then over. So
Over,
I'm
yeah.
just letting you know, as somebody who's been married
is
for
that
a
personal
long time.
experience?
Yes, it's my personal experience, and just
Oh.
throwing that out there. But you know what? It's a good kind of over. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
being
free
married.
time is gone.
Yeah. Being married to the right woman is important. Now, wait, before you put that ring on her, she is cool with you being a gamer, right? Because women always
No,
try to
okay.
change shit. So,
She's the one, like her and my family are the one that made me start streaming.
okay.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Did
So
not
it's
know
her
that.
All right.
That's cool.
Just as long as she's cool with, when Ashes comes out, that she's not going to see you for about a month and you're going to be sporting a poop sock. It's important that she knows this. So,
Maybe not that far.
well, you need to let her know before you put that
I
ring on her
already-
officially.
She knew before the ring was on her that I was streaming Ashes, and that on Ashes launch for A2, I'm streaming 72 hours straight, and she's getting no attention whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I tell my wife I
And
do
she
all
already
my.
knows.
I tell my wife I'm going to do all my honeydews. I do all my errands. I stock up on food. I got my poop sock. I got my pee bottle. I am ready to go. I got
You
my
stock
snacks.
up on brownie points is what you do.
Brownie
There you
points
go.
is what
Yeah.
you give the wife a few pickle tickles before before it comes out, and that's important because if you don't take care of her, then they're going to come back to you in the middle of it and say, "Han." Here's another thing. I don't know if this happens with your girlfriend, but when I hear this, "Han," run.
Yeah,
Because that means they want you to take them somewhere or they want money. One or the other. So you just run. But other than that, so getting back to Ashes the Creation, but congratulations, by the way. We're really glad to have you join us on your marriage, your upcoming marriage. By the way, we expect our invite. And I think that you should have it in Vegas, by the way, before the
yeah.
launch party. What do you think about that? Oh, can't hear him again.
Oh, he's off. Yeah.
He's offline? Okay.
Increase volume, please.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
he's having
he's
some
working on
technical
Yeah.
difficulties. I think
He's
you need to
tinkering.
return your mic there.
But Vegas, what's not to love about Vegas? Except just bring your checkbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
By the way, guys, and this was DJ Vertex's idea, and if you haven't gone over to the Golden Feather Tavern and checked him out, guys, give him a look because him and Chibi are really good people. They're really nice. They've been with the community for a long time. And it was Vertex's idea to have a bunch of content creators go up. I know I have a ticket to the launch party, and so did they. But even if you don't, we're planning on going up there a few days early just to meet and greet and meet some of the other content creators and any of the other fanboys of Ashes of Creation that want to come hang out with us. So
I was
if
gonna
you
go
guys,
crash it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, you don't have to. You're invited. I mean, if you guys
I
are
know.
in the area
No.
and you want to hang out and talk Ashes with us, come on out and join
sounds
us.
like a blast.
That's an
Yeah.
open invitation to everybody. I mean, we'd love to have any Ashes fanboys out there. Come one, come all. Krerian, are you working yet? No. Okay. All right, no problem. We'll just
mic
sit.
problems.
We'll just look at you. It's okay
Let us
because
know, buddy.
it's a beautiful face. So
Just-
yeah, you just
give us hand signals. Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
talk shit.
It's
Let's
our
talk some shit because all I can do is give
audio
us the
booth
finger.
right now.
Yeah, he can tell. Yeah, oh, we're number one. We're number one. All right, I love it. All right, so I was gonna ask him what his thoughts on the Rogue were, but since he's saying testing and I can't hear it because
He
I
was
can just...
answering in there. He said the
Was-
same thing,
okay.
about how it's a good idea that the Rogue it needs to be worked on and stuff like that. So
Hey, Rockta, welcome back, my friend. Glad to have you here.
Raka,
Yeah, glad to have you back with us. I haven't seen you for a little while. Where you been at? You've been lurking in everybody else's stream. What's the dealio, man? We're priority here. Korean says, I laughed, but it's a good idea. It was delayed. It has a lot of stuff that needs to work on. Yeah, I agree. I think it's important that they put it, if it's not ready to be put out, that they just delay it. And again, it's going to be a big talking point when they do initially release it. What do you think about their thoughts? Let's put our 2 cents in. What do you guys think about the name? Are you ready? Tank. Do you think that the
No.
name Tank should be changed? I could give 2 shits, but if you
It needs
think
to
it
be
should
changed.
be changed, put it in chat and see. And what would you now? We want to provide criticism on this channel. That's fine, but it's got to be constructive criticism, and we have to have a solution to the problem. So, if you don't like the name, what do you think the name should be? Put that in chat, and we'll discuss that. And we'll give
Vanguard.
it a thumbs up or thumbs down.
It'd be called Vanguard.
Rockta says you haven't seen me on line either. Well, that's just unacceptable, Rockta. You are obviously not coming on. It's at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time and on Saturdays and 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. Those we just added Wednesdays to our list, so hopefully we'll see you there. But I'm really glad that you made it in here today. I really appreciate you coming in here. Goodbye, social life. Take care, Gingy Den. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi and chatting. So what do we got? You got Vanguard, you think it should be, and Rockta says into Guardian, and double
Guardian seems
Vanguard.
to be the most, like, out of the polls. Guardian just, it fits. I would not be surprised if Intrepid changes it to that. So
Does anybody remember the poll that they had up there?
Guardian is already in it. Tank. So
okay.
You just that is tank.
Oh,
Um,
that says the name should be changed to Goodbye Social Life. Yeah, I think that they definitely could change it. I love the name Dreadnought personally, but that's already been tied up. So
yeah, Dreadnought is fighter tank, right? So yeah.
But what did he say? Jamie suggested the Juggernaut.
Juggernaut was
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty
Peranaught,
cool. No,
Peranaught.
We don't want to put Peranaught up there.
Figure.
It might get confused by some people. Nice gaming.
Jeez.
For Peranaught. Just
Peranaught.
saying. By the way,
that's
shout out
funny.
to Nice Gaming. He's a really, you know what?
A really nice guy.
Yeah, well, fuck that. Hearing Steven talk about that yesterday made me cringe. Yes, he is a very nice guy, and I played some Dead by Daylight with Nice and stuff, and he's a super nice guy. But my problem is, don't let that fucker fool you. He will put a knife in your back in PvP. He
PvP.
loves, he loves PvP, and don't get confused with his name. Hey, are you Mr. Nice? Yes, I am Mr. Nice. How you doing? Poke, 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 poke. Yeah, that's what you're gonna get. So, all right. No, but if you haven't checked out Nice Game, give him a shout out. Oh shit, we can hear Krerian again. Oh, welcome back, my friend. Glad to see that. Oh wait, did I lose you again?
No, I'm still here. We're good.
All right, good.
Good deal.
Take us away in some of our talking points. Let's stick with the tank name. What do you got for us, Krerian? What do you think it should be put?
Oh, jeez. I wasn't even paying attention, to be honest with you.
And if you see somebody chat talk while you're talking, go ahead and address their question for us.
Let's see. So,
I haven't seen
The
that
tank
face.
name-
Hey, Raka, pleasure to meet you. I am Peranaught. I've been around the Ashes of Creation community, and sorry to cut you off, Creed.
no, you're good.
Go ahead, buddy.
No, go
Fuck
ahead.
it, cut him off.
No,
Cut him
no,
off.
Artie,
Cut that guy off
I'm
twice.
just a great guy, in the Ashes of community. I'm just one of those guys that you could really trust. Yeah.
Okay. So tank, right? All right. They need to tank. They need to take tank and get rid of it. Just get rid of the name. All right. Make it Guardian, and then you can do a Guardian. Guardian is a Juggernaut. Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be a good fix, actually.
Yeah, it works. It
We
works.
already have Dreadnought, so I mean.
You don't need two knots.
Yeah.
No, no knots, no nuts, no nothing like that.
Nice pieces. Yeah.
So Krerian, what are your thoughts about the whole Zerging mechanic, the kind of like anti-Zerging mechanic that they had? We talked about it a little bit earlier that, you're not going to be able to if you bring 40 people in there to kill a boss, you're still going to only have, let's say, for instance, one good bow drop, and they're going to have to distribute that. So you might come out of there with a whole lot of nothing. So what do you think about that?
So, I'm not a fan of Zerg balls.
Mhm.
I've always enjoyed like small group gameplay and stuff, and I like that it's kind of forcing people to do smaller groups if you want a better reward.
Mm-hmm. The whole
But then,
game. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But like Steven said, yesterday, if you're lowering the risks to yourself, you're lowering your reward.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's literally the entire game of Ashes is risk versus reward. If you're not risking something, you're not getting something.
Risk it for the biscuit.
That
Yep.
was a lot of people had a sigh of relief when they heard that, and the fact that they are making groups more important. It really just screams to me old school game that they want to bring that social aspect and have those close knit tight groups and stuff like that back in the community. He says, Krerian, he says he's pretty quiet
A little quiet
on your
yeah.
side. Can you crank your
Is that-
volume
is
up a
that
little
better?
bit? Say,
Is that better?
I'm really quiet for you.
I hear you.
Okay, what was that? I just turned my mic up to like 100%. I'm
Oh, okay.
fucking, like, I got nothing left, man.
Can you hear me?
Well, say that turns it. Yeah, that turns it. Yeah, we need to do it this way. There we go.
Nemesis says, yeah, that is a good mindset that I support. Less risk and you get less reward. Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you know, that same
Hopefully,
thing is going to be going out on the sea. And I don't know about you guys.
Peon, you may have to turn me up in Discord, because remember my old mic was like really, really loud.
If I have to. Let me see. Let's try that. Say something now. You say something?
Is that better?
Yeah, you're louder.
Yeah.
Chat. Test. But the whole risk reverse reward thing, if we can like 2-man stuff and get really good gear, you know, like be really good at the game, you know, or 2 or 3-man, that's gonna be solid. Can't wait to see the actual ratio of reward.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Now, what do you guys think about? You know, did we talk about the favoritism thing? I think we touched on it briefly, but I'd like to hear
not
Krerian's,
fully
about guild. And let's hear Draco's. I think he mentioned this a little early when we first started, but we have more viewers now, so let's go ahead and bring this up. The guilds being broken down into different groups, and are you worried about favoritism and stuff like that, Krerian? What do you think?
Favoritism was always going to be a thing, like one way or another, and that's the whole reason why there's the DKP or the GDKP
DKP.
that like originated from whatever system, is to combat favoritism. But you're gonna have your guild groups and stuff, and you're gonna have all your guild leaders and all of their assistants. They're all gonna be in guild group number 1. They're all gonna be in guild group number 1, and then people are gonna trickle down from there.
Cancel that ad break, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. That's why running your own guild is gonna be better.
Exactly. It's just like,
But I'm too lazy for that.
yeah, it's a
You
lot
want to
of
read
work,
this comment there, Kree, from Draco?
Let's see. Favoritism due to guild perk buffs in the guild is pretty ridiculous, in my opinion. Overlord is definitely going to be moving people's guild titles around to give them better buffs during guild functions, such as progression. Yeah, so a good guild leader is going to see.
That's not Draco. He sucks. Let's talk about a good guild leader.
Okay.
Did I say that out loud? Shit.
Are going to see who is playing with them at that time and move them around based off of their personal capabilities. And I like that Steven is adding within the guild menu itself all the player stats. Like if you go into a war with another guild and stuff, and there's a fight that goes on, you can see who was there, what they did, how many times they died, how many kills they got, or how much they healed, etc. Like that's being implemented into the game. So
no, that makes sense.
Personally, professional guilds and stuff will have those top players up in the upper slots getting the better buffs because clearly they deserve it.
The whole DPS meters and stuff like that. It's going to be implemented in the game to some extent. So yeah, they're definitely going to have a good idea of who's good and who's bad. But I mean, so you can only have some certain people, like Steven said, your knights, you know, like, or your officers, you know, these people get 5+ crit standard, and then the peons get this. They just get garbage, like crafting ability, or not crafting ability, but you know, I wonder how limited the guild attributes will be. He's saying maybe to a certain like only dragons, like 5 crit to dragons, you know, and so forth, to be really specialized. I wonder how specialized it's going to be.
Yeah, don't fuck the peons.
So we'll be seeing build guilds like Overlord, NVS, etc. Like you're going to be seeing them have like what is it? There's 4 guilds in an alliance as far as we know right now.
Only a proper alliance, because it's going to be farther up in the tree. Depending on how many members you have, you can't have 300 members and be an official alliance. That is not going to be an option. Alliances are going to be it's going to be an unlock through the tech tree that you're going to have to unlock. They don't want to. They're going to have access to an alliance bank. So if you're too big and you chose all people, you don't get that option.
Well, even then, if like these big guilds are going to choose the alliance, and then they're just going to have buffs separated between that alliance. So
No, Rakta. No. You can't
honestly,
have
I
4
haven't-
times 300.
say I'm with Draco. I haven't heard about alliance being locked away into the skill tree.
Yeah, I made
haven't
I
either.
made a video
Like-
on that a bunch of videos back, and I dug into it into the wiki, and you should be able to find it. You won't be able to unlock that
Look it up
if
right
it's
now.
too far in.
Is that
Yeah.
what you think I'm doing?
I can't-
I was like,
I can't remember if
Challenge
it was.
accepted.
I can't remember if it was in a video or
Let's see.
one of his live stream ones, or just on the wiki in general. But yeah, because otherwise that would be really too OP if you could have 4 300 men guilds all in an official alliance, and that was one of the perks of being able to be a little bit lower and having, say, 200 people and opening up that alliance perk or something like that.
okay, no, so it's not a perk. It is guild leaders can create an alliance at a later stage in guild progression. So it's not perk, it's guild level.
Right.
And then you have to complete a quest to do it. It's not using your guild skill points to do it.
Okay.
It's just being at a certain level to join an alliance.
Do you see? So
So-
you're saying that you still will be able to have an alliance with?
Yeah. So any guild can join any alliance as long as they're at the right level. There's only a maximum of 4 guilds.
Well, I don't know if I
inside
like that. I
alliance.
like my version better. Fuck that.
Well, your version's wrong. So.
Yeah, I like my version more. Let's go back.
Things are
Steven,
subject
put my
to
version
change,
in there.
guys.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
said
no,
you might
we'll
like
see,
your
yeah.
idea better, but it's wrong.
He's
then
in.
anyways.
He's in the guild that shall not be named, which he's already named once, and we need to not say it again. No, that's
But-
okay. Actually, the leader of Envious is a follower of mine, so yes, you can go ahead and mention it.
Plug him. Yeah.
I don't talk about it for a reason, guys.
He's an Envious. He's an Envious.
Again, I don't.
But
I'm
Not
on the
anymore, he isn't.
outside. I am on the outside. I have very little affiliation with the guild whatsoever.
that's okay. That's okay.
Like they don't tell me jack shit, and I don't really care.
What do you think about being able to, with the economic node, about being able to get those special player certificates and being able to put it anywhere in the world that you want, like next to a dungeon or a popular farming spot? And
Oh, you
on
have,
the
do you have
second
any
part of
idea
that
how
question, 1 second, hold on. The second part of that question is, do you think and should grinding be an integral part of leveling along the same experience as questing? Take those both away.
2 different things.
2
I was
different
gonna,
things.
that's completely 2 different topics.
Kind of, but
We'll
it
start
goes
with
hand
the
in
player
it goes hand
certificate
in
thing
hand
first
with
because
the,
I got some things to
it
say
goes
on that.
hand in hand with a tavern or a stall being there for buffs and stuff like that. If it's popular.
Ooh, that'd be
I
interesting.
mean, not really. Like, okay, so doing crafting, doing gathering has already been stated that you're going to get XP for that. So it is theoretically a viable way of leveling up. Now, if it's the most efficient, probably not. Questing's probably going to be your best way, but you can grind yourself all the way up. For player stalls, I like the idea of the certificate system, so you can't have somebody just constantly in the same spot over and over again. Like they're gonna have to go out and grind to get their certificate to then be able to set up a stall somewhere. Now you're gonna have a lot of like economic leading people that are gonna get those certificates and wait for the new dungeon / raid to open up, and they're definitely gonna camp right outside for
Oh yeah.
repair services, freaking potions, etc. Sorry, player shops. Yeah, sorry, player stalls in the market. I guess it would depend on how long those player stalls are rented for and how much of a hot commodity they're going to be.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Valentine. He's a first time chatter here, so welcome to the channel, Mr. Valentine. I see you in a lot of the other channels, so glad to have you here. Thanks for stopping in and seeing us. Continue, boys.
Go ahead, Kree.
Actually, I'm reading what Draco's Draco, whatever. Sorry. actually interested to see if you use player shop as a safe haven to store items. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, there's no safe zone other than your freehold.
Yeah, other than your house.
If
So
it's
they're
not
gonna
within the
attack
rate-
it and steal all
attack
your
time.
potions and stuff. So Perry's
Like,
Hot
if you-
Pots is gonna be raided outside of Carphin, and
Hold
yeah,
on.
it's gonna be awful.
You would have to be put into a safe state. Hey Burns, how's it going, man?
Hey,
Oh,
Burns.
hold on, guys. We got Burns. We got a celebrity. We have a YouTube sensation. 1 second, guys. Going. We got to give him a shout out real quick. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, orcs and everyone in between and beyond, we interrupt our regularly scheduled programming for a very special announcement. Hold on to your seats because this is breaking news coming live from the Hidden Dagger Inn in the Riverlands. Today, we have an extraordinary guest dropping in, a fellow adventurer, a comrade in arms, a maestro of his streaming world. Can I get a drum roll, please? Joining us right here, right now, is none other than our legendary guest.
All right, everybody, go check out Dr. Burns' Ashes of Relation, our YouTube sensation, more popular than all of us put together times 40. Glad to have you here, Dr. Burns.
Welcome, Burns. Welcome.
I am insanely jealous of you, and usually at night I have like a little Burns voodoo
got you
doll
there.
that I poke at night with my little voodoo doll, hoping you'll suck up a video. No, I'm just fucking with you. Glad you're here, man. Really glad you're here.
Burns, do you know that if the player stalls in the open world, like you pay the certificates and you can go do it.
Oh shit! Hold on, Creed. 1
Can-
second. Hold
Is
on.
that open world PvP?
1 second,
Can you
boys.
kill them when they have their stall open outside your dungeon?
We have
Hopefully they don't.
another.
Yeah.
We have another.
Oh,
another
no one
shout
else.
out.
What's up?
Is there
I
no
was
one
like,
else?
can answer that question too.
Yeah, and
Yeah, Els, go ahead and answer that question.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him a breaking news real quick. Here we go, Els.
Gentlemen, orcs and everyone in between and beyond, we interrupt our regularly scheduled programming for a very special announcement. Hold on to your seats because this is breaking news coming live from the Hidden Dagger Inn in the Riverlands. Today, we have an extraordinary guest dropping in, a fellow adventurer, a comrade in arms, a maestro of his streaming world. Can I get a drum roll, please? Joining us.
All right, sorry. I cast that a little short. Go ahead. I got something stuck on my sheet. All right, I promise I won't interrupt you for at least 20 seconds, Creek. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, okay. So player stalls, you can rent them in the node. Yeah, whatever. Cool, awesome. Player shops, specifically the economic metropolis ones, right?
Yeah.
You can get those certificates and you can take them out into the open world. The question is, since it's open world PvP, can you kill somebody that is sitting there running their player shop out next to the dungeon? Or are they in a safe zone?
Should they?
Because it would also be a way to have a mobile safe zone as a top tier crafter. If you're about to get attacked, you can just drop your player shop and then just wait them out, essentially.
I bet there's going to be a cooldown, or it take a long time to activate the shop, and it's going to be so
Maybe.
limited that it's only going to be yourself. So you're going to die, and yeah, we'll see how that is implemented.
We're not talking about stalls though. We're
Yeah,
talking about
not-
player shop.
Inside the node as well. That of course they're going to be protected inside the node, but we'll see what happens if they make everything PvP, like where you can just like raid the shops and stuff like bandits and whatnot. It's going to be mayhem, absolute mayhem.
Mr. Valentine is saying stalls are the only thing protected inside of the node, and Nemesis says that they should, since it can incentivize mercenaries like myself being paid. And that's right, Nemesis. You are which mercenary guild are you part of again? I forgot. You want to go ahead and plug the name of your guild?
Yeah, what's Mark going? Yeah,
Who do we need to have on our payroll again?
Suspect. That's right. Yes. We have to keep them in mind. So when we need somebody to protect our goodies, we'll be
Why
able
am
to
I in
call
front of
them.
Steven?
Why are you afraid of
You're
Steven?
you're the main man on the stage right now.
What?
You're the guest.
You're originally one.
Well, put me on the main camera then. Damn.
Just put him
I
over
don't mind.
mine.
Yeah,
I don't need to be seen. It's okay.
No. You want me to put you lower? You want to be below Steven's hands?
Oh,
Let's
don't.
see. Here we
No,
go.
I don't
You
care.
can be
Don't
like,
mind him.
be
I
like
don't
his.
mind him.
I was like,
Here we
wait,
go.
what?
There we go.
The
You happy now?
I'm very excited that that markets player stalls will be in every single market, and then obviously as the node grows, it'll increase the size, so we'll have bigger markets and stuff like that. That he clarified it, so I like Sonny's question a lot. It definitely needed some clarification.
Oh shit! Dr. Burns says he's working on our new PvP video. Haven't you done
New
enough
PvP.
damage to our YouTube viewers? They're all going to you now anyway. Go away. No, I'm just teasing.
Say a new PvP video. Wait. The age-old question, Burns. Is there physics in the PvP video?
You can almost guarantee.
Where's the physics?
Yes, King Shirker, that is Steven. He's actually on the stream, but right now he's having some lag issues and he's just freeze framed. We're waiting for him to clear things up. So yeah, he's actually here. We're just waiting for him to come back.
Burns, is there going to be a quiz on the end of your video that we have to pass? Yeah.
Already. No. It's already a failed video. There's no physics. I can't watch it.
Fail. We are really glad to have Dr. Burns and Is There No One Else. By the way, if you haven't seen Is There No One Else's channel, go check him out. Give him a follow on YouTube,
Don't
guys.
tempt me. Yeah.
And on Twitch. And he also streams with that other prick. I mean, nice guy. Nice Gaming. And they do great voices of Era. And, Nice's smile really pisses me off because he's got such nice white teeth. And it really drives me nuts.
He's so nice.
Yeah. But no, those guys are both really great. So glad to have them. Definitely, I was watching them for a long time before I decided to come back and start this stuff. So again, welcome.
Watch him just be lurking in here and just like casually writing down your character name.
You're
just to
done.
make sure.
Yeah. Like just all points bulletin on Peon.
I am protecting myself. I'll be standing behind my guild. Draco, take care of me, and I'll be pointing. I'll be giving the middle finger behind everybody. Yeah.
A wall of Peon.
Perry, you want to take care of Mr. Valentine's question and address it?
Yeah. So we already. So we know marketplaces have the black market and the player stalls. The player shops you can get certificates for to be able to build your own shop inside any node. But the economic metropolises, you can get those certificates that can work outside nodes.
Yeah,
That's the difference. So you can have your player shops, and they have to be within a certain radius of the market itself. Player stalls are rented, like little spots that are inside the market that are rented. So they're two separate things.
I want to point out real quick that for all you people who are in here, and we have many people who are already in Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, since you already have one, you don't need the channel points for your closed beta key. So if you're earning channel points and you don't know what to do with them, click in that chat box and use them. You can make a peon dance by doing a chicken dance or something like that, or they got speech to text and all kinds of fun stuff that you can, use. So I didn't put that shit in there for nothing, so use it. It was a lot of work, so make sure you guys are using it and use those channel points, guys. They are called Electrum coins, and you should be earning them on your down below. So, feel free to be interactive with that stuff. So what other things did you really like about the AMA, Kree? What really stood out to you?
Dude, I actually haven't had a full chance to watch the AMA yet.
Shame.
All right, we're done talking to you. No.
Dude, I was busy yesterday.
Get out!
I was listening to it on the car ride, okay?
Valentine says marketplaces. Yeah, for shame. Somebody enter
sorry, I'm
the
behind.
Insert Game of Thrones.
Game
right
of
now.
Thrones, exactly.
Yeah.
Enter the Game of Thrones. Shame. But I don't want to see Krerian naked. We don't have to insert that part. Yeah, no.
Rude.
Because
Rude.
everybody would not be entertained at that point.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
So did you listen to the whole thing in your
Is this
car?
not why you
or
were
did
here?
how
I
far
did
did you
listen to it, yeah.
get? Okay, so what
But I haven't got this actually,
what was the most
watch it.
boring thing to you? Was it the Tolnar stuff like me? Or
Okay, so I enjoyed the lore and everything. Like, I'm a huge lore buff, so trying to think, what was the most boring question?
It's a hard question.
I'm not a lore guy myself. I really don't. I could care less about lore, honestly.
Honestly, the most boring question was probably the rogue one.
What? Because it was just you knew.
Well, it's not okay.
Are you trolling us right now?
Is it
No.
is it
Okay.
Is it? Do I have
Alright.
like a kick button on here? One second.
The rogue question, knowing that it's not there in A2 was a big thing, but the answer to the question itself was, oh, it's just not going to be there.
Well, I had
Like it was the most like lackluster answer really we could have gotten.
It was.
It's
Yeah,
not
he
gonna
looked
be there.
down and he was like all sad and yeah.
Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong, it was a big thing, but
Valentine's talking about the
It's just
last
not there.
question with
That's it.
the essence. One of the things with the rogue though is I was under the impression that they might drop it. It would be the last stream, the last archetype reveal before Alpha 2, to really create that hype. But the more I think about it, that makes sense. So, okay, fine. It's not going to be the last stream before Alpha 2. However, as we've talked about all stream, there's going to be points that they're going to need to insert stuff to really perk shit back up in Alpha 2 because it's going to be a long process. A rogue, a summoner are absolutely those talking points to get people and get their eyes back focused on the game. And yet, you guys, Perry, you want to address Mr. Valentine's question there or comment about the essence being the last
question.
Yeah.
You are a special person able to use
I
essence
actually
better
don't
than the
remember
rest.
that
What?
question. I don't remember that
That's
question.
because you didn't watch it, you bum.
Able to use essence better than the rest.
That was
Do I not
Sunny's
get this?
question.
So essence is essentially what makes your characters like magical.
Oh,
Right.
mana. Yeah, the mana question. Or that
Yeah.
everyone, it's like the resource that everyone uses instead of, or why fighters get mana, as their thing, and how we were talking about before, how stamina may like be intertwined with that too for active block. Soul Mask plug right here.
They
But,
already said that we're going to have a separate stamina bar for at least
For
A2.
for all classes, no matter what.
Yes, all classes are going to have a separate stamina bar that's going to be using for dodge,
And
roll, etc.
Amazing. That is the best thing. It makes more for active dynamic combat, and that is what we need to have. Like, oh, the block, is going to take this much stamina, and you better be counting your stamina because then if you roll out of it, oh, you're going to be out of stamina, and then they're just going to run you down. Things like that. So I love dynamic combat like that.
I love the rogue too. Is there no one else? And that's probably what I'm going to be able to play. What I'm hoping to play. Now, what did you take away from Steven's comment about it is true stealth? So are you confident 100% that there's no shimmer or anything like that it is true stealth? Like he says, we're going to be fully invisible with, obviously, the said mage and ranger having mechanics to go ahead and sniff us out if we get too close or they cast an ability. So, yeah, I think I'm finally at that point where I feel confident. Now, do we think it's going to be on a timer? That's a question. Is it going to be on a timer?
That remains to be seen.
Yeah, they have to make it.
I hope not.
They have to make it limited to some extent.
Why?
They have
I was saying, I think Steven said
What if I
something
need
about
the
that he doesn't
AFK and
like.
hit my pizza button?
Well,
Jesus.
I think Steven. Hold on. There was that. I was talking to Jamie about it the other day. He sent me the link to the video with the timestamp on it. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe I need to go AFK. I need to make some coffee or something like that. I can just go stealth and not have to worry about it. That's a rogue life. Why can't I do that? Wait,
Stalking.
I can't hide under a tree for an hour? Why?
Sneaking and stabbing. Old Skaven reference.
Like Warhammer Online had 60 seconds. But it's tough. I mean, you put a timer on a rogue when they're trying to engage something, and there's a lot of moving parts to coming up to somebody and ganking them. I don't like having that timer there. That not only do I have to worry about my perfect positioning and everything else like that, I have to worry about this fucking timer. And I have to, so
It's a lot.
It's annoying.
It's definitely a lot to manage for sure. A lot of games get it wrong, and you have to really rush to get into position to do a backstab, and it's such a pain in the ass. It really is.
Dr. Burns brings up what's cool about the natural assets in the game is how stealth will be revealed by tall grass, bushes moving, etc.
Yeah.
There's nothing to see here in this bush. Move along.
That's why I'm going dwarf rogue. You
There
will
you
not
go.
see me coming.
And Valentine
Don't
says,
go into the long grass.
So okay, I just listened to the last part of the video that Jamie sent me the other day. There's the camo, right? And there is true stealth. However, he doesn't want it to be like other games where you're completely invisible.
See, that's what I'm
you
talking
can
about
walk past
right there. What you just said. There is
But
confusion.
so his explanation of it was that there are going to be other ways to see that the rogue is there, like mage and ranger have their
Okay.
detect abilities.
Or the grass.
Certain creatures and stuff are going to have tremor sense. There's the grass.
Yeah,
There's
environmental.
there's a proximity to apparently with it.
That's
So like
perfectly fine.
if you walk
and
right
yeah,
up to
that's
him,
fine.
they can
And,
see
and
you.
footprints, maybe in the snow
exactly.
or something like that.
Yeah, you can
So-
hear.
So there's
footprints,
no
maybe. The crunch
there's no
of snow.
shimmer for the rogue, but there's other ways to see the
Thank
rogue.
you. As long as there's
Yes.
no shimmer, let me cancel this ad break, boys. I don't want people to be suffering.
Oh yeah,
from this
in
ad break.
in stealth, it will always be the most powerful ability in any MMO or game.
Okay,
Well, not maybe not game, but MMO for sure.
since we got, is there
The,
no
the
one
other
else
side of
here?
that also is that it sounds like he doesn't seem to be like a fan of how WoW does it, where you just have the toggleable stealth until you do something or get hit out of it. So
And
it
then
sounds like it might end up being like a timed thing.
I don't
but
think
Yeah.
Steven's a big
That's just
rogue lover in the
speculation.
first place.
he's not
being
a
mage
rogue
and a
lover. You can
healer.
just tell.
So no.
But the rogue sound, like when you come in and out, or go into stealth and out of stealth, where it's super loud in WoW, everyone can hear it. Maybe they're gonna. I think there was a stealth video. Maybe it was like one of the earliest on the wiki that actually you can hear a stealth indicator sound. Not sure, but what do you guys think about that?
I think it'd be
What,
okay
like
as long
having
as
an
it,
indication?
as long as it's
Well,
not
like the
too
sound
loud.
going into stealth sound
I-
is like you can hear it from a mile away in WoW.
Yeah,
like if you're
see-
really paying attention.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. It's like, hey, look, there's someone here about to, give me some bad loving and bad touch me. No, I don't know if I necessarily need that. One of the things I wanted to bring up though is there no one else, and Dr. Burns here and everyone else, I want to know, what do you think the percentages should be? Here's a scenario: equal level, equal geared, mage without his mage shield on, no detect. How much damage should you do coming up behind him and hitting him with a backstab? 50%, 75%, one shot. What should it be?
75.
It says the wrong man.
What do you think, Krerian? And anyone else in chat, what do you guys think?
Not buffed now, not shielded or anything. That's why I said that. I was like, if he had his
I would
ice
say
block up or
I'm with Burns, no one shots. But the other side of it also is that I know that the Ashes Rogue is supposed to be more on the utility side of things. Now,
So
I'm assuming that you
zapping?
can. I'm assuming you can also spec into like pure assassination. Duh. But So I-
zapping in combat. Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, maybe I'm not. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Stuns during the flow of combat, like doing consistent damage and being able to like, hey, sap you, blind you for like 3 seconds, and then
I'm-
run around and
Now,
I was
mind
thinking
you,
like CCs, debuffs, that type of
exactly.
thing, rather
Poisons
than
are going to have a thing too. and all
yeah.
that.
So I mean, yeah, you can spec into like your assassination sneaky boy, but you're gonna lose out on all of this other raw utility stuff that would do good in a group.
True. Yeah, you're definitely
Um,
going to be that dynamic.
now is there
But
no one else?
the problem is we know nothing.
No one else
But-
says that it's 50% or less. But what about if it's a tank? Now, I only personally think that you should be able to take a tank maybe down 15 to 25% if you're hitting a tank.
Tanks
So,
will have
should-
more HP.
Yeah,
so
more
if
HP,
it-
more armor. I mean, shield,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I don't,
I think the rogue needs to do high enough damage that it like you clearly have your advantage from it, but not enough that it completely eliminates any chance for counterplay.
Yeah, that's no one shots. Like most everyone in chat was saying. I think we can all agree that no one shots unless they are absolutely low B, you sitting down, the most awful situations. Like in the
If I face
tavern
roll
having a
like you
beer.
did,
Yeah,
should
just
kill the person.
just gonna smash.
So a mage.
Valentine says
Exactly.
if I,
Valentine, you're talking about a mage.
he says if I face roll on the keyboard, you should be able to kill the person. That's great.
Oh gosh, yeah.
man.
I was thinking about that when we were talking about that before. Is mages like, oh, people are complaining about rogue damage. Mages three-shotting people, and then just warping away the whole dynamic of just keeping distance. Same thing with ranger.
Well,
That,
yeah,
like,
go back to that snipe mechanic we
I'm
saw
already
on the
having
PV.
post-traumatic stress
Go-
disorder. Post-traumatic.
Go back on the PvP.
You're waiting.
Yeah.
PvP caravan mechanic that we saw, where the 4 or 5 rangers sniped that guy and he was dust in just a few seconds. That's
That was
going to be a
overkill.
valid tactic. If somebody's got their #1,
That poor dude turned into a meme.
if they got their
Yeah.
#1 healer,
Who's the first Ashes meme?
he's
He was the first.
he's going to get targeted for sure. Fighter
Oh, they're
might
gonna
have the
do
best
call-outs,
escape
yeah.
abilities. Yeah, fighter. Okay, who wins? Who wins on a fighter rogue? Hands down, rogue unstealthed. Who wins?
Oh, the
Rogue
fighter.
stealth and
See-
rogue unstealthed.
Oh, the
Two
fighter.
versions.
I don't. Why should it be the fighter? Like, I understand the fighter has all this combat or has the consistent flow of damage, but it's all about skill. Hopefully, it's all about skill. Where I can blind you over and over again, do some damage. Fighter breaks out of stealth, do some damage, blind. Hopefully, it's like that.
But that's the whole thing, though. It's like, okay, are you going damage or are you going utility?
It's
Like, what are we talking about?
It's how you spec. Yeah.
If you're a glass cannon rogue versus the fighter and you're not stealth and he sees you, I'm sorry, you're fucked. Okay, end of story.
Yeah. And
If
then
you're a
health pops
utility
and,
rogue, you might be able to do something.
I
about
would
it.
just like to
And
say
then,
real quick that this show is for kids. We cannot be using language like that. So please don't say fucked again.
Jesus, yeah.
I'm just teasing. I digress. Go on.
I've thought about. I was like, this is why the whole argument people are saying, oh, they want to go fighter rogue, or rogue fighter, is because of the utility and stuff like that. And I'm like,
You don't even know what your augments are going to do.
exactly. It's all speculation, and hopefully, like you're saying, the spec trees will be so what's it called, unforgiving, that if you do go assassination, you are fucked in the combat tree.
And if you
moments to make
if
Hey!
yourself
it's
more
ability,
nice.
Thank
it's
you,
already
Shakur.
confirmed that cleric as your secondary augment is going to be giving you stealth heals and things like that.
Thank you,
I
Shakur, for the
was
sub.
thinking about that too. I was just like, oh, and then the health over time, druid
then-
abilities, rejuve or
And
whatever.
then doing tank as your other subclass is supposed to apparently give you more defensives.
Exactly, mitigation. Yeah, exactly.
Is it too early for the way too early tier list? Who's gonna be the top? Who's gonna be the best PvP?
Oh, I can tell you right now
Ranger.
on A2 launch, Ranger's going to be number 1.
Ranger's
Maybe
going
with
to be
cleric
really
up there.
strong.
So let's
Ranger
go
and
through
cleric are
this
gonna
for
be top 2.
let's go through this for shits and giggles. So we got the Ranger number 1.
Where's
Ranger
Chibi
number
when
1.
you need her?
Yeah.
Chibi.
Who's so not healer then?
Did you, dude? If you have watched footage of A1,
Mhm.
there were thousands of clerics.
Yeah,
Like all you saw was cleric everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
I know I spoke with you guys off the stream, but the Ranger video where it was the cleric up top and then Steven was the Ranger, and then they started fighting randomly. The Ranger almost had him. I mean, it was
The cleric
so
almost
bad.
had it. Yeah.
That's what I mean. The cleric actually. Yeah, almost
And
had it. It was
keep
like
in
holy
mind-
fire and everything. I was
keep in-
shocked.
We don't know if the cleric had all of its abilities unlocked, but we know Steven had all the abilities and passive unlocked, which we're not going to
Yeah.
get access to.
So if that cleric specs like a little bit more damage, a little bit more holy fire or dot damage, he would have been dead easily. So it's scary. I don't want to see clerics do OP. I just don't. I don't.
No, I don't want to see him OP, but I did have hope after hearing what Steven said yesterday in the thing that the fighter
time
and the
to kill.
cleric or
Yeah,
two
the time to
clerics
kill
going
really
after each
solidified
other.
that.
Yeah, that kind of made me feel a lot better about the whole situation. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. Every archetype that they've shown, I could see a viability of playing every one of them. I thought they all looked engaging. The tank looked fun to me, and it looks more fun every time we see it. I think that the fighter looked excellent. The Ranger looks
So we definitely
powerful.
need a tank update.
The Ranger, I'm just
yeah.
picturing the Ranger in the water. I want, oh my God. I could just hear AIDS.
You,
Choo, choo,
you
choo, choo,
and
blink, blink,
you
blink,
in the open seas, just like
Yeah.
Arcage and BDO
Oh.
for that matter,
God.
like just jumping. You can literally jump
Yeah.
from ship to ship, just
Yeah.
doing your aerial shot. I'm like, geez. And I think I told Kree, like, I think it was last night, or it's like, imagine just a dwarf ranger just stumpy legs flying through the air, just going, Legolas.
And the fighter's obviously his ability, blitz and stuff like that, was to counteract a ranger up high. But it still takes a second to get there, and there's that long animation. So if you're in touch with your skills, as soon as you see that fighter animation coming up the mountain, or jumping up there with a leaf strike, you're hitting that escape button, jumping off, and saying, "Oh, fuck you, no
Hopefully
soup for
the
you."
fighter goes to the thing in midair, the ranger in midair. If he
I do
blitzes
have to
right.
say, I think fighter has way too many CC breaks.
Nah,
It
in
needs
its
to be
entire
nerfed.
kit.
nah.
That's how you develop classes. You make them too OP. You make them too all their also from an ability aesthetic point of view. You make it too OP or too shiny, and then you stole it back. You make everything
okay,
OP. So this is
okay, well,
I
let's
totally
see.
agree
Okay,
with you.
so the exert is a
Mhm.
complete CC immunity.
That one is pretty OP right
Whirlwind.
now. Yeah.
The spin to
ultimate.
win, the spin to win is a complete CC immunity while you're spinning to win.
Yeah, that's dumb.
You have that. What is that? The momentum spender, the lunging strike or whatever the hell it's called. That's also a CC break,
Mhm.
and that's a
There's-
spammable. That's
There's
a
too many.
spammable CC break.
Too many. I totally agree. Mage killer. I don't know.
And like Draco just brought up, and I put this, I think it was in my last video, how they've specifically said that they're not balancing for 1v1 or even 8v8s for that matter. They're looking at mass PvP. So we're talking castle fights, real large caravan fights. So a lot of people might go home butthurt that they got their ass handed to them. But you know what? That it's too hard to balance it in the 1v1 area, especially when you have those multiple classes like that.
I know, and I'm again, that's me talking from a 1v1 perspective, but still, I kind of think that's
It's too many.
Too many.
It's too many, and the whole balancing with 1v1.
And they have a charge in the leap too, so their mobility is literally off the charts.
So am I
It's too
on
much.
board?
They have 2 charges. They have jumps. It's ridiculous.
Am I on board with the thought that a DPS should be able to kill a healer one-on-one?
I mean, eventually.
Yes.
Maybe.
Even
Define
if it's not even
eventually.
spec.
Because time to kill is say 30 seconds if you're say you're a healer.
Okay, so okay.
Yes.
A DPS versus a healer, depending on how both are spec'd, right? That's completely dependent.
Healer, ranger.
A healer versus
Cleric,
Healer is
ranger.
going to be what, like 15, maybe 20 seconds, and Ranger's going to be super fast DPS. So it's going to be
a ranger versus a cleric, right? The cleric probably won't be able to kill the ranger.
He better
But the
not
ranger
be.
is going to have a really hard time killing the healer by himself.
I disagree with that. He should be able to out DPS his heals.
I think a Ranger will have the upper hand.
Well, keep in mind that they're not balancing for 1v1. They're balancing
Right,
for
which
group,
means
the
there should
group
not be any
heals are
way.
going to be larger.
Hold on.
The
You're
heals are
getting me
going
all
to be
riled
larger
up here,
because
Krerian.
you're dealing more damage.
So if a healer can sustain against a ranger, a pure DPS, if they can sustain in a 1v1 situation, what the hell is it going to be when they have a
So
group
that's
when there's
also
2 or
one, though.
3
That's
and
also
a
why I say it
guard on them?
depends.
Oh, heal. Oh, here's a sandwich. I'm going
Ranger
to eat this while I'm healing.
should kill
Oh,
a healer.
Fuck that.
If they're not-
Eventually,
Eventually,
They'll kill a healer
but it's
eventually.
not going to be like they're.
it's not going to be
ridiculous.
15 seconds. It's not going to be 20 seconds. It will take a minute for the one ranger to kill the healer.
No, that's too long.
Too
No,
long.
I could order a pizza and eat it by the time a healer would die. Is what you're saying? That's ridiculous.
So if the
So, but
healer,
you guys- again, you guys are
is
talking
only
about-
healing himself too.
If a healer
Yeah,
is
exactly.
too
No, I mean
overpowered,
and not doing any damage at all. If he's just healing himself, and just trying to keep himself alive, I can believe that.
if a healer
Okay.
is too overpowered in a one-on-one situation, how do you think it's going to be when they're in a group situation and they have a tank guard on them to boot? Come on.
Oh, God.
That's the thing, though. You're thinking of a one-on-one situation versus a group situation.
Right, which means
Okay.
one-on-one they
The
should
healers-
be fucked regardless.
The healers are going to be balanced to be able to heal large groups that are taking a large amount of damage.
They also had
Their
plenty of
heals
self
are
heals
already going to be
already.
strong.
Their self heals are ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. So your ranger may be able to snipe and do a headshot for 70% of its
What I'm
health,
saying is
but that
their
one
self
cast is going to bring
heals.
them back to full.
They shouldn't have the best of both worlds. They shouldn't be able to self heal themselves all the time and then also give massive.
It's all
group
targeted heals. It's all targeted heals. They just target themselves.
Nah, I don't know.
I
Do you think
understand
they
his
have
point.
Should they have a knockback
I don't agree
timer?
with it, but I
No,
understand.
I don't agree with them. Yeah.
Like,
The problem is I'm right.
No.
So,
No.
the
Wait,
ranger,
hold on. What
The
games?
ranger
What games
will
are you coming
eventually
from?
kill the healer when
What-
the healer runs out of mana.
I don't want to hear eventually.
because the healer is not
No,
going to be able to do enough damage
Hold on. Have
to
you
kill the
seen
ranger
the
while
fights?
also healing themselves.
Have you seen the fights that Stevens had in when they were taking on all those mobs? Have we?
Do you
hold
see
on.
how long Chibi lived as the cleric?
Yeah, I did.
Against all of those people.
I did. And did you all? That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. Also,
So I'm right.
No,
And you're
I'm-
mad.
He's
No,
mad that
I'm
Got it.
saying
Okay.
it's bullshit and it shouldn't be like that. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Also,
he wants it to change. That's
yeah, I want it
Okay.
to change because it's ridiculous. And
It's
the
a little
fact
bit too
that
much.
those fights in PvE that Steven has, he goes through 3 or 4 battles and the fucker still got mana. So you can't tell me, oh, when you run out of mana, hang on, I'll get you next Tuesday when you run out of mana. Fuck that.
See, but the cleric has their own mana sustainability, and bards are coming in and they're getting mana
They're getting
sustain.
more. Yeah, they're both getting support. They're true support classes. So
But this is back to the one-on-one. They shouldn't be able to sit there if you're
It's
all
the
right.
Holy
You're
Trinity
a
argument,
healer.
so.
You're a healer. Fine. You have a few instant cast. Should the instant cast be able to keep you alive alone? And should you have a knockback on your cast if you're trying to attack and you're getting hit?
You talking about a casting kickback?
I'm talking about an interruption. That's happening
okay,
in lots
so,
of other games.
like your
where you're
bar
getting-
goes down when you
you're
get hit a
getting
little
punched
bit,
in
and
the
then
mouth,
3
punched in the
times.
mouth. Are you going to be able to cast your fucking spell?
Have they added that in?
No,
I don't know.
No, I
I haven't seen
watched
it.
their
I don't think
last
anyone's-
cleric
yeah.
thing, and there's no interruption on the mage at all.
I'd be
When-
shocked if they don't add some kind of interrupt. You know, like your bar goes down, you get hit 3 times while try casting, and then it cancels your ability. You know, just the simple. I'd be shocked if they don't add that in.
Do you guys agree? Who in chat agrees that there should be some kind of an interrupt or knockback timer? Someone agree with me. Fuck these clerics. Fuck.
See,
Burns
he
is
does make
right.
a good point, though. We have not seen an interrupt ability.
But see, that's not my problem, Valentine, if they don't want to play cleric. I mean, people are going to play cleric because they have to, because they're going to be needed.
I might be
People-
a cleric main now.
People will want to. People will want to be cleric
The
because
road's
they
not
know
there, might
that
as
they're.
well.
Yeah, I'm going
They
to.
know that they're valid. They know that they're important. That's why people in the old days used to play healer, not because it was super fun to sit there and spam their heels and
It's
stuff
the
like that.
Holy
The
Trinity
problem
argument,
is,
you
yeah,
know?
it's
Does
the
Tank have
Holy
interrupt?
Trinity
Okay, cool.
argument.
It's,
The problem
it's how
is
far he wants to take it, though.
yeah, the problem is that now with WoW and we all remember the Shadow Priests and the other priests and the
Oh, I
Paladins.
love Shadow
How
Priests.
ridiculous healers have become. The New World healers over the years. Come on,
Mana batteries.
They are just
Gotta love infinite mana.
ridiculous. People who only come from
Ooh.
those games
If you could
are
spec into
missing out because they don't
infinite
know what it
mana?
was like before.
Wow.
It sounds like somebody has PTSD from
Yeah,
a
you
certain
have.
other
Yeah,
MMO.
we
Thank you, Birds.
We're gonna
Shadow
write this
Priest
down.
was ridiculous.
Shadow Priest was great. I love Shadow Priest.
Yeah,
Mana,
absolutely.
mana
I do-
batteries.
Okay. I somewhat agree with Burns about cleric personal self heals should be scaled down a little.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, a little
But
like non-existent. But Well, fine. I'm okay with self heals, but it shouldn't be enough to sustain him through a full ranger deal. Okay, fuck the ranger.
And then
Oh,
what if
hold
it's
on.
how he's spec too?
We
If
got-
he's spec into group heals or himself, it's
Hold
whatever
on.
you want.
Fuck the ranger. Here's a straight up fighter coming up your ass, gonna put his sword straight up your bunghole.
Okay.
Are you telling me that cleric's gonna live through all that fighting?
Exactly. It depends on what
Is it
build
bleed
he's
build or
going,
healing
how he's
negation?
spec'd.
It
I
shouldn't
think that-
matter.
See,
It shouldn't
that's
matter
your
if it's a
opinion.
bleed build.
That's-
The problem is that it does,
It shouldn't.
but it does.
Why?
Because
Let me develop the fucking classes. Fuck
See,
this.
a lot of people want that. Like, I'm kind of old school too. We want the Holy Trinity. We want balance, and now instead of a triangle, we are.
Refund?
I
want a
think
refund.
All right.
was saying the
I've-
circle or the
I've
square or
officially
whatever.
decided I am going to be a cleric mate just to fuck with you.
Yeah,
Man,
I might
fuck
go
this.
to cleric as well.
Well, I'm gonna go cleric too because
I
if
was,
they're
I was debating between ranger and cleric. I was thinking ranger just to fuck with Jamie, but no, cleric all the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
Just to
someone
prove
clip
you wrong.
this.
I'm going cleric too because
Wow, clip that.
everyone's gonna
Send
be a
it to
cleric.
Chibi right now.
Yeah,
Send it to Chibi.
I'm
Where
gonna
are
be
you?
healing myself. Woo,
Yeah,
I'm
just
just
God
gonna heal
mode.
myself.
I put
yeah.
on God mode, and
Yeah,
just
everyone's
fucking,
gonna be cleric, and we're all
pray
gonna
up.
wear plate. We're all gonna be
this
plate healers.
mythic WoW healer is
Yeah.
going over to Ashes as a healer now. Good
Yeah.
luck, have fun.
We're all gonna be plate healers. Fuck you tanks. Fuck you DPS. You guys
Power
can
of
go play with yourself in a
Carfin
corner.
speed run world record time with all clerics. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see it. 100%. We will. We'll see
Outdeal
cleric
all
tank, cleric
damage.
bard, cleric
Yeah.
bard, cleric
Yeah, just-
rogue, cleric mage.
Not a single
going down
person's
the
health
list.
goes below 75%.
And again,
it's just like yeah.
We're not talking about you. That instance that we were talking about was healer,
Valentine,
healer.
thank you.
Healer,
That's
healer.
exactly why it's
Exactly.
happening.
But
That's exactly
what
why it's
games are you guys those in favor of the clerics being too powerful? What games are you coming from? Tell me.
I'm
That's what I
purposely
wanna
not
know.
making the cleric to piss peons broke off.
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
care about anything else
I'm
anymore.
just saying. What games are you guys coming from? What's your background?
What for?
Those who feel the clerics are good the way they are, what's your gaming background? That's what I want to know.
It's too different.
Oh, I never
mean,
said it
what-
was good the way it is.
Yeah, you did.
No, he's just stating how the
He's
game is.
laughing. He loves it.
Now. No, he's stating. I mean,
He's
he
got
might
that
love it.
shitty
He loves
grin.
it now that he's gonna
I
troll
saw
you.
it. Look at that
He's
grin.
gonna troll the hell out of you. It's gonna be so funny. I'm gonna be sitting in the
Okay,
background just
okay.
eating my popcorn.
It is
Like-
already known that cleric is overtuned on its healing. Okay, it's been like
can
that
all
in
agree.
A1.
Well, we
It's
keep
been
hearing
like that,
that
seeing it
we
in
haven't
action.
touched balance.
It's gonna be like that in A2 until they balance it.
It's
Cleric
A2,
will be
man.
overpowered, and that's what A2 is for, class balancing.
Mhm.
If it's
testing other
still
things.
that way,
Fighter too.
halfway through A2, I'm making a long ass video, and y'all ain't ever gonna hear the end of it.
I was
2 hour
gonna
long
say,
video.
Yeah.
your guys, cleric, all the classes look like they're overpowered because there's no tuning done yet.
Oh, of
That's the
course
whole,
not.
yeah, that's what we
But-
were saying. All the
Okay.
classes, they're maxing
we-
them all
we
out,
know that.
and then they're gonna throw them into the melting pot and see what happens.
No,
It
beta's,
is
beta's
easier
way
to
too
balance
far,
things that are
Valentine.
all overpowered and slowly tune them down together
Exactly.
until
No,
they work.
I disagree
Like,
with
right
Valentine
now,
there.
it looks like Rangers here, fighters up here, and then cleric is like way up here.
I
Okay, it'll
disagree
be
with
brought down. Don't
We
worry.
haven't seen Bard yet. Bard's gonna be above cleric. and it's gonna
I
be so
disagree with
annoying. I can just
Valentine
tell.
right there. What do you guys think? He thinks that it should be balanced in beta. Beta, I believe, is going to be very short. This shit needs to get balanced in A2. That's where the balancing should be happening.
Beta A2 is
Beta's
definitely
gonna
going to
be
be more of a
short.
balance than beta because beta's too short for
Yeah,
balance
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, it's tiny.
it's gonna have to happen.
Betas are usually there for like mass stress test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now the closed beta might be a little bit different because they have 2 betas, and the closed beta might be the longest one of the other of all. Obviously, I think the other one, the open beta or whatever they call it, the beta 2 or whatever, that one's going to be much more. I think it's going to be much shorter. So I don't think
See,
that they.
A2 will be where they're doing their class balancing, testing new things, fixing bugs, polishing the game. Beta is stress test. Make sure everything works under a super heavy load.
Yeah. Yeah, the balancing definitely needs to be done in Alpha, dude. That's my. Holy
Exactly.
shit! Who do
Polish.
we
There
have
he
in
is.
here?
Wow.
Man comes in.
Oh my
The other
god!
man, myth, the legend.
OMG.
Hi, Jamie.
First
From
we
your
have
busy
Dr.
schedule.
Burns.
How's
then
your
is there
hand,
no
buddy?
one else? Now Jamie
How's your
can't-
hand? We need a hand.
Hold
check.
on.
Well, also, Jamie, it's now confirmed. I'm maining a cleric just to fuck with Peon.
Hold on.
the only reason.
We're giving
I might
Jamie a
start
shout out.
doing-
Ranger's now out.
Here we go.
Gentlemen, everyone in between
Rangers
and
out.
beyond, we
No
interrupt
more.
our regularly scheduled programming for a very special announcement. Hold on to your seats because this is breaking news coming live from the Hidden Dagger Inn in the Riverlands. Today we have an extraordinary guest dropping in, a fellow adventurer,
Sounds
a
livid.
comrade in
Oh,
arms,
yeah.
a
Mad that I'm
maestro
right.
of his streaming world. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Look at him, he's so silent.
Joining us right here, right
Breaking
now,
news
is
right
none other than our legendary
This is
guest.
entirely too long.
I'm breaking news and you're breaking my immersion, motherfucker.
It is not too long.
It
is
is
easily
not
the best
too long.
shout out online right now. Out of all the
That is-
streamers, it is the best shout out.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jamie, thank you for popping in. You deserve every second of that hype because you are the man, the myth, the legend that just got to be on the AMA with Steven. I am
You did a
jelly.
great
Did
job.
a great
by
job,
the way.
by the
Great
way.
job.
Still too long. Still too long.
Fine. Maybe I'll
Oh,
adjust.
Jamie, look what I got, by the way. The other one broke.
What
What-
is it a HyperX? What is that?
Yeah, so this is the HyperX Quadcast.
Quadcast. Okay.
Yeah, I got the HyperX too. It's pretty awesome. Thanks to Jamie. Jamie's advice was to get this one.
God, everyone has great mics. I need a mic right here, just like right.
Burn.
It's on sale.
Is there
it's
no
on
one
sale
else?
at Best Buy right now. Go
Jamie,
get it.
what are your thoughts on healers? How powerful should they be? Now, I'm not talking how powerful they are right now. How powerful should they be in the long run? Do you think
quotation.
the example was, Jamie, should a ranger or a fighter, straight up ranger or fighter on a healer? Krerian is saying that they can make a sandwich while they're fighting them, and I disagree. Do you think this should happen?
It again depends on how people are spec'd.
They're
But
expect to kill. They're expect
the
to kill.
fighter, ranger will be able to kill the healer in a matter of time.
So is this TTK a completely different TTK than everybody else's TTK? We have TTKs for all the other classes. Oh, and then we have healer.
I'll
Come
make
on.
healer look OP. Yeah.
Well, Steven said himself that it's going to be like 15 up to 30 seconds. If it's a it's a DPS versus DPS, it's going to be
10 to
10 to 15 seconds. It's
Yeah.
going to be quick. But then he literally said later that that other classes are going to be different times.
Yeah, he
And
said
it's a
he
healer
said
versus
like a
healer,
healer
it's going to be a
versus
wiffle
healer.
bat fight.
Said very
A
fast.
wiffle
though.
bat, but he didn't. He still said very fast. He never said anything longer than 30
And
seconds.
okay, here comes Jamie with the whole 1v1 thing. Exactly.
But see, will
A
healers run out
healer
of mana?
will not be able to kill a fighter. It will be until that fighter or ranger makes the healer run out of mana.
But we've seen how long that
You will see
mechanic
the
is.
healer kiting to save mana to get away.
If they what hasn't been put in, yes, that's one way to do it. But I am of the thought that a rogue, let's say a rogue, is, and probably some other kits are going to have. Someone's going to have a stun. There better be a fucking silence. Now, granted, these abilities
There
are going
is. there will be.
these abilities are going to need to be timed correctly. But
There's so many
if
clips
they,
from
if
this,
they
this
time,
stream. This is great.
hang on, guys, my barista's here.
I was
Take
like, yeah,
it
there's
away.
already silences and stuff.
yeah.
There's
Well, I mean, if you use them correctly, if you fuck them up, that's your own fault. But thank you, guys. My barista's here. I got my coffee. Oh, thank I am dirty. Thank you, barista. So you want to say hi to everybody, barista?
happy birthday.
No, that's the wrong son. This,
Oh, Jericho.
This is the other one. Come here. Come around here. Come around here. Come here. You're gonna be famous.
We're all going cleric now.
Say hi to Jericho,
Someone
guys.
get P on the wiki.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie.
This is my barista, and he is
This,
for,
this has been like a 15-20 minute argument.
he's for rent for $19.99 a month. If anybody wants to borrow him
Hey,
to make
G.
coffee. All right, get out.
Hey.
Say
Thanks, love you.
$19.99 a month.
$19.99 a month. I rent him out. He can make coffee. All right.
Ooh, that's actually a good question.
What's that?
If a healer using a self heal will count as accepting consensual PvP.
If a healer using
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. If he's
I-
technically fighting back, he's using his arsenal to defend against it. So he's healing himself.
But what's the trigger? Is it because if the trigger is dealing damage, then
But
no.
maybe that shouldn't be though.
So what's the trigger?
It's,
We don't know
if
what
you're-
the trigger
if
is.
somebody,
Yeah,
if
it's gotta be
somebody's
something
healing,
outside of
if
town,
you're hitting
something.
them and somebody's healing them, then I don't know. It's gonna be.
It's entirely dependent on what the trigger is, and we don't know what the trigger is.
Mhm.
All I know, guys, is I can't wait to get into this game. And
It'll
test
be a
this
setting.
shit.
Well, so I know that there is a thing for the AOE setting. Like if somebody's a combatant and you're a non-combatant, your AOE heals won't hit the combatant, so you don't get flagged. But what if a combatant is hitting you and you heal yourself? Are you a combatant now because you healed yourself?
Yes.
That's the question.
It's got to be yes, right? I mean, why wouldn't it be?
See,
Just instantly flag
we're not.
yourself.
But no. We're saying that if somebody attacks you and you're you yourself are a non-combatant and you heal yourself, do you become a combatant because you healed yourself?
I think you should. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah. I 100% think you should.
You instantly flag yourself. Boom. So using a
Yeah, so like
potion should
using
flag
Yeah.
a
you
healing
too.
potion.
Using a potion.
Popping
Yeah,
a potion
any
will-
kind
yeah.
of reaction. If you're running away, no. Exactly, Jamie. Yeah.
No, he's saying no.
Oh no.
Jamie's
yeah.
saying no.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting topic. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to test. There's so much stuff that we have to
there's
test.
so much stuff.
And
The
it-
specs, this, that.
As creators, we're all going to have to get
Because
together
if you
and
use a pot,
focus test.
you're not
some
going
of
to
this
get. You
stuff.
shouldn't get triggered. If you heal yourself, you shouldn't get triggered. If
But-
you use
On this note, guys,
If
though,
you use
'cause-
any kind of ability or action, or not action, or what's it called, pots or whatever that can heal you, or it's some kind of combat-related item, it should flag you. That's just my opinion.
on this note, guys, we are running about 20 minutes past because we've had some really good conversations. By the way, first I have to go make my son dinner. So first, before we're going to go ahead and raid Loreforge here in a second, give Sonny a shout out. But I just want to say thank you to Perry, of course, who's joining us again, a Peranaught. Go check him out on YouTube, or not YouTube, but I don't think YouTube yet,
Twitch.
but Twitch, and give him a follow. And also, thank you, Krerian. We're going to have you again because I love arguing with you. You bring out the worst in me. And Jamie,
You're welcome.
Dr. Burns, Is There No One Else, and Mildane, thank you, and Mr. Valentine for coming in and joining us. Everybody who's joined us tonight and the follows and the subs, we really appreciate it. Thanks again. If you guys haven't checked out the YouTube channel, go check it out. Show me some love and spread the word. Come back out, guys. We loved having you here, and everyone have a great night. Do you guys have anything to add before we go ahead and close up?
no, all good.
No, thank you for being here, and thank you for all the audience. Come back next week or next.
So he-
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Hey,
my
Mildane,
show.
thank you for
Round
following.
Blade.
Yes, we will be
Oh,
back.
you're coming back. Yeah,
We
I
will
am?
be back
we're
on
doing
Wednesday.
twice a week now.
Oh God.
Yeah, for the antics. So
Oh,
yeah,
God
we're going to be
almighty.
doing the racial arguments. We're going to be doing the class theory crafting arguments. with all
Ladies
the
and
abilities
gentlemen,
and the augment
welcome to
theories.
my
Hey, Mr. Valentine,
yeah,
thank you for the follow.
All right. Empyrean is
I-
best. Tops it. Okay, we can make up here now.
Racials is just alchemy. You just get alchemy. That's all you get.
All
That's
right.
all I need.
Yeah, that's all you need. Plus
All right,
5.
boys.
Yeah. So
We're getting ready to raid now. We're going to go ahead and raid Loreforge. Let's give Sonny a big hidden dagger big hidden dagger intro. And
All we know is Dwarf is racially inferior. There's a reason why they're short.
we'll discuss that
Oh,
next
gosh.
stream. Take care, guys. Everyone, God bless. Take care. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone. Thank you. Fucking hell.